I'm going to talk about the nervous system, which transmits impulses that control the body's voluntary and involuntary actions, sensations, and thoughts. The nervous system includes the brain, spinal cord, and nerves. First, I'm going to go over how the nervous system is divided. So there is the central nervous system, denoted CNS, which consists of the brain and spinal cord, and the peripheral nervous system, denoted PNS, which consists of sensory-somatic cranial and spinal nerves, and autonomic, sympathetic, and parasympathetic nerves. I'm going to go through each division individually. First, the central nervous system. The brain is divided into right and left hemispheres. It is housed and protected by the skull, and it is surrounded by something called cerebrospinal fluid, which is abbreviated CSF. Cerebrospinal fluid also surrounds the spinal cord. The spinal cord is housed and protected by the spinal column. The spinal column is made up of 33 vertebrae, spine bones, and the 33 vertebrae are broken down as follows: 7 cervical vertebrae. C1, cervical 1, is called atlas, and C2, cervical 2, is called axis. The next 12 are thoracic vertebrae, then 5 lumbar vertebrae, 5 sacral, and 4 coex. Now, it's important to note that the cervical vertebrae, the vertebrae around the neck area, and the lumbar vertebrae of the lower back are most susceptible to injury. This is because they're the least protected by other structures. For example, the thoracic vertebrae are protected by the ribs. So the cervical and lumbar are most susceptible to injury. I'm going to go over the peripheral nervous system now. The sensory somatic portion controls voluntary actions, and I'm going to go over 2 different types of nerves. Sensory nerves carry messages from the body to the brain. So think about that. You sense something and the sensory nerve sends that to the brain, the sense to the brain. Motor nerves carry messages from the brain to the body, crossing over to the opposite side in the process. So for example, motor nerves coming from the left side of your brain affect the right side of your body. They cross over. The autonomic portion controls automatic functions, for example, heartbeat, blood vessel constriction and dilation, digestion. Sympathetic nerves are associated with what's commonly referred to as the fight or flight response. They are active when a person is scared or excited. Parasympathetic nerves are associated with rest. And that concludes this video on the nervous system.